Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of you for joining us today for the highly anticipated virtual panel discussion on unlocking the future of e-commerce 2024 innovations and strategies. We are honored to have an esteemed panel of experts with us who brings decades of experiences in e-commerce business strategy and digital innovation. So, introducing a first panelist, Mr. Amit Fatane. With more than 23 years of experience, Mr. Amit has worked with top global brands like Ola, Disney, and Nerolac. His expertise lies in digital, D2C, and wholesale, scaling e commerce and driving sustainable and profitable growth in retail businesses. Next, we have with us Mr. Raj Shikhar. So, Mr. Raj is an e commerce expert with over 15 years of experience in fashion, electronics, and category management. His rich background in leading prominent marketplaces like Amazon, Myntra, and Flipkart makes him an authority on e commerce operations and growth. Next, we have Mr. Rajiv Kohli. So, Mr. Rajiv is a D2C and marketplace architect and growth strategist with deep knowledge in scaling and established FMCG brands with an overall experience of 15 years. He has worked with brands like Nestle, Colgate, Godrej, and Sugar Cosmetics. Rajiv's vast experience in FMCG and FMCD makes him a thought after expert on building scalable, efficient, and profitable e commerce businesses. Last but not the least, let me introduce a moderator for today's session, Mr. Amit Mittal. So, Mr. Amit Mittal is not only the managing director and founder of Medaski Consulting, but he has a vast experience of 27 years in the industry leadership, and he has been handling role as a senior advisor of McKinsey and Company. Mr. Amit has stirred countless organizations through transformative growth. He is an alumnus of Stern, New York University, and London School of Economics, and a leading executive coach. So, without further ado, let's kickstart the session, and I'll hand it over to our moderator, Mr. Amit Mittal. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Neha, for wonderful. I think uh, it's a nice evening, the nice weather in Bombay, and most of us are from Bombay, and we happen to be good friends, and then also the industry experts in different areas of the industry, but definitely the same e-commerce industry. Without wasting time, I would like to put a context to the evening that how e-commerce industry in 2024 faces several key challenges as it navigates the rapid innovation and shifting consumer demand. Right, one of the major hurdles adapting is adapting the evolving technology, including AI and automation, while maintaining the personalized shopping experience. With that, I would like to uh, ask throw the question to the panelists, like how e-commerce sellers are adapting to the rising demand for the faster delivery. We've seen with Zapto and Blinkit, faster deliveries are becoming more and more common nowadays, and how those faster deliveries are actually shaping up the new e-commerce challenges for the companies, and how it is enhancing the personalized experience of the people, of the consumer. I would like to throw the question to Raj uh, on this. Raj, what do you think about this?
Yeah, as you told that now more of the companies are giving a coming quick commerce where we can get the product to 3 hours maximum. So there is a pressure the e-com where we have to deliver the product within 2 day, 2 to 3 days. There's a maximum we can do, and we are working on it so that we can reduce this line. So now, if you see all the e-commerce marketplaces as well as big brands are coming in an app market where they are this is the own app, we can give us a good experience to the customers and also give us a fast delivery, which is 1 day or about 2 to 3 days max. Now, if you see the marketplaces, all the marketplaces are giving us same day delivery. to the customers, and based on the customer's experience and customer profile, we are giving the customer service to the customers, like what they have purchased last, what they have done, what the competitors are selling. Based on that, we are giving a customer service to the customers and personalized service to the customer at the fast delivery. Rajiv, you want to
Right.
say
I think,
something?
yeah, Rajiv, over to you. I think you're on mute, Rajiv. Uh, uh, Raj talked about like 2 to 3 days delivery to shifting those deliveries to actually a few hours delivery of consumer products, and app-based introduction of app by many of the companies for as far as e-commerce is concerned. What do you think about that, Rajiv?
See, thank you so much for this question. While this is very important that we address to the current need of what the consumer wants. Meanwhile, what the brands are doing to adapt these demands and the surge in the demand is more into, let me put it into two to three points here, right? One, brand is not looking at an only simple traditional way of e-commerce which we used to see 2015, 2016 onward. Since 2015, 2016, brands have moved from a traditional commerce to becoming a next commerce brand. Now, what does this basically mean? We as a brand want to be in each and every place where the consumer resides. We cannot, let me put it as a headless channel strategy. We cannot decide that one or two channels are favorite of ours and we will try to scale only those kind of channel. We have to be present in each and every channel wherever the consumers are. So the trend has gone from a biased platform to a next commerce brand. So the brands are moving to make sure that there is a seamless shopping experience for the consumer through becoming a next commerce brand. Point number one. Point number two, enhancing, like you asked, personalized shopping experience and all. I was going through a few of the studies. McKinsey has around was showing a report where 75% of the consumers are happy to take the suggestion of the personalized recommendation powered by an AI or the platforms, right? Another, coming back and connecting back to what Raj said, 70-75% of the consumers right now are considering that faster delivery is more important for them than choosing from which platform they are they want to work on, buy the product on. So there is no favoritism right now, right? Both from the consumer side as well as from the brand side. Brands are adapting this and knowing their consumer more closely, and then they are planning to become a brand which is not just omnipresent but across wherever they are. My consumer is, I will be there for them. So
Right.
probably that is what I believe is taking up a big step.
Oh, yeah, I think, Rajiv, what you mentioned is absolutely correct, wherein consumer is looking for a personalized experience. They are looking for a faster delivery. And faster delivery does not just mean 2 or 3 days. They are also looking at 4 to 5 hours. Now, Amit, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting scenario which has happened post COVID. I think first of all, 4 to 5 days delivery was very okay. From 4 to 5 deliveries, 2 to 3 days, Amazon Prime started coming. In. People started getting same day delivery. But now today's Gen Z and millennials are looking for convenience, and same day delivery does matter. You are seeing so many brands which you never expected to be are available to be today on the quick commerce, such as Zepto, Swiggy, Instamart, and Blinkit. And you are seeing the retailers who are also not available on the online channel like Decathlon and all. They are now available on the quick commerce. So convenience is going to be the key. Faster delivery is going to be the most essential factor for this. I think it's largely well covered by Rajiv and Raj. But when you come to a very difficult part, which is customizing the product for the from the brand side to the customers, it's a very difficult. Major of the brands operate in two ways. One is their own factories or the traded products which they get manufactured from their preferred partner. Customizing a product is an art, and delivering again that in such convenient time, which is like a faster delivery, becomes a very big challenge. Because until and unless your operation machine is not fully oiled to deliver anything which is customized, which is like a quick scenario, uh, those products are very difficult. And in that, the broken experience never works. Many brands have tried. I have tried it in my personal previous stints also, but it's very difficult to do it in the such scenario. If you're having your own manufacturing, you are trying to make one product for a particular customer, a second product for another customer. Your value chain is based on the entire lead time of the manufacturing and the capacity utilization. So those challenges starts popping up. I think we are yet to be there, but I'm sure I think those challenges will be figured out in the coming time.
Right. Thank you so much, Amit. I think very well said, because even though the faster delivery is the preferred preference of the customers, but also on the other hand, customer is looking for a different experience altogether. But it leaves a lot of challenge in terms of localization of e-commerce warehouses and other places. With that in mind, I would like to go on to the next question. How in in the pursuit of growth, how e-commerce companies and and the sellers balance the growth, scalability, as well as the sustainability both together, when they talk about the sales growth in the in e-commerce sector. Amit, I would like to ask you about this question: scalability and sustainability. What do you think is the right match for the e-commerce companies?
I think both are very important. You cannot say that scalability is important and sustainability is not, and sustainability is important, scalability is not. One is attached to the profit, and second is attached to the environment and the future, for the future generation. I think in today's generation, they are looking for a brand who are uh, bringing the sustainable products and bringing the right environment impact. We are at Neiman's also actually ensuring that we try to bring the products which are more sustainable, and that has been our mantra from the day one. And you are seeing this this entire change not happening in the customers as well as the in the industry also, and the customers also. Customers choose this product. We proudly put it on our website. What is the environmental uh, impact or the reduced carbon footprint impact we are bringing it into the website for every shoes which is getting sold from our side. It's going to be a very crucial factor, and you will start seeing that across industries. Today the paints are coming low VOC and zero VOC. Once upon a time, the asbestos sheets based sheets used to be sold in India. Those are no more getting sold. So every brand and every category is moving towards the sustainability. And as the scale is increasing in India with the consumer demand, I think sustainability has to be looked by every brand, and that should be the part of their growth journey as well.
Right, Amit. Thank you so much. I think very well said, Amit. Both has to go hand in hand. You cannot leave one and go with the another one. But on the other hand, the kind of market, the penetration of the market increasing. What we have seen, packaging material plays the major role in sustainability, and how those packaging material can be recycled at the level, at the consumer level, and that is the challenge. And we've seen a lot of companies are moving from plastic-based material to paper-based materials. I would like to ask Raj about this. How does he feel about scalability and sustainability, as both are important? You're on mute, Raj.
Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah.
audible.
I'm saying well said by Amit that both are important. But if you see the new suppliers are more in the scalability than in sustainability, because if you see the packaging, if you see the stone packaging, it's still little expensive. So people are the small brands are still more focused on scalability. But if you see from last few months or for a few years, we are getting suppliers who are giving us a good packaging materials and the good thing which is sustainable, which we can use. And now slowly and gradually, people are starting moving towards that. They are using those type of product, and they are, if you see the number of count of the brands which are using such products are increasing day by day. So I think in few years, 80 to 90% of the brand will start using this type of material, packaging materials, and
Absolutely. I think, thank you so much, Raj. Uh, Very well, and it's absolutely clear that obviously scalability is important for the survival of the business, but it cannot survive without the right packaging material or hurting the environment in a different way. What do you think about this, Rajiv? What is your opinion about it?
You rightly said, both consumer and the brand are getting conscious about the sustainability part. If you see some of the very known brands, why I'm using these brands, because I've been working with, I worked with sugar, so I know these. I was tracking some of these brands very closely. Look at Body Shop, look at the Just Herb, look at the Plum Goodness. These brands are have a dedicated page where they are even encouraging the consumers that if you have a unsealed bottle which you have used and of their own brand, and if you send it back to them, they would be getting some reward or some reward points on their next purchase. So did you see that how the entire scenario changed from not only the brand being responsible or the consumer being responsible, both of them are coming together to make sure that sustainability practice thrives, and then the environment doesn't get hampered at all. So I believe there has to be a very right balance between both the things.
Absolutely. I think very well said, because there is there and you Rajiv, you brought a different perspective altogether, that how consumer can contribute to the sustainability effort. And I remember the times when Big Bazaar had started, that you bring kgs of clothes, old clothes, and get some credit and use that credit for the shopping thing. So that was, I think, very very long time when they've started 15 18 years back, and now we can see a lot of people, even H&M is also using recycle material into their products. Maybe 10-15% of it is recycled. That is really helping in terms of reducing some waste, not what is needed at the moment, but definitely some waste on it. All right, thank you so much. We'll move on to the next one. Uh, what are the most significant supply chain challenges that are affecting e-commerce sellers? Right, because a lot of customer returns are there, and customer returns may not come in a right shape, all those kind of things. How do you think that suppliers can mitigate those kind of a risk, or balance it out in their goods, whatever they are supplying? I would ask this question to Rajiv. What do you think about it? The uh, what do you think about this question on e-commerce sellers can most significant supply chain challenge that is affecting the e-commerce business? Over to you, Raj. Sorry, Raj, for this question.
yeah. So the biggest challenge is the supply chain. The returns are very high in India. If you see, if you compare with India and US market, Indian returns are very high. And the next problem is when we're getting the returns, the supplier has to pay the dual side logistic charges, as well as the loss of damage in inventories and all. So now the companies like Mintra and all, they start giving a tag to the product, that if the tag is broken or the product is weird, they will not take the returns, which is now applicable. They're starting, Amazon and everyone is starting the same thing. So that is reducing, but it's still there in India. which is giving a big problem to the brands because they firstly the inventory is blocked. Second thing is they have to pay the high return charges, and thirdly, many of the customers are returning the product which is used or which is damaged to the client. So
Right.
Myntra and Amazon, they all are working on it, and I hope it will be resolved soon.
Okay. Rajiv, what do you think about it? Raj mentioned about dual side logistic cost. The material which is the item which is returned is not in the right shape, and obviously all these are affecting the profitability in the product. What do you think about it?
A big question, a big problem statement. Let me take this to another angle again. Why is the question? Why there is a return? We as a brand need to understand why on the first instance there are returns coming, so that we can, like you asked, how a brand can mitigate this question problem statement, right?
Yeah.
Let me give you some data. According to Medium, I believe one of the article which I was reading, around 40% of the returns are contributed to the through the fashion category. Let me take this example. Now, if there is a fashion category and if 40% of the returns are coming, and if there is a new brand who is trying to enter into the market, and if this set of returns, especially think about, not everybody is funded, right? Not everybody, even if it is funded, it is not something acceptable, right? My first question is why there is a return. If 40% of the products are coming back return, we need to go back to the square one and we need to check, is it there what we what my consumer is looking forward to, or I'm completely presenting something different, or I'm completely presenting something wrong. We have moved to a very larger extent over the period of years, but still there is a huge gap. I have recently returned a lot of purchases for on my footwears or my other products. Why? Because the presentation of the product on the platform versus what you get in reality is way apart, right? So just an example for just a small quick fix for brands, which we need to make sure that the returns can be mitigated is: point number one, is the expectation of the consumer is faster delivery? If yes, then we need to fix that. If the consumer is expecting some more information on the product page, we need to fix that. If the consumer needs some more info, there are FAQs we need to put there. These are some of the things which I believe probably will help the brand to go on a longer way than taking a big hit on the returns. Think about it. Standardization of the sizes. Think about high quality product information. In fact, today, I mean, of course there is a long way to go, but think about today, brands like platforms like Myntra, Amazon, and brands like Lenskart and all, and even I remember AI driven, we used to do when I was there with the shade finders, right? This may keeps the consumer's expectation to a very right level, where they know what they are getting, and at that point of time your returns are reduced, is what I feel is one of the way to address this big problem.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Rajiv. Amit, what do you think about it? I think mitigation risk, mitigating the cost of return in terms of supply chain challenges and e-commerce services. What do you think about it?
Yeah, this is a challenge across all the categories, but largely as Raju mentioned, it's a bigger problem for the fashion category. The it ranges from 27% up to 40%. I'll break it down into four elements. One is the cancellations, that product has been ordered while it gets shipped from your own central warehouse or NDC. Customer cancels for some other reason. Then is RTO. The product is unopened but gets returned without damage or with damage also. Third is actually customer use the product and return to you. Brand can do a lot of things from their side. Why cancellation happens? Generally, as a brand, you should keep the omni policy. Try to have the same price point across all the platform, be it Mitra, Amazon, Flipkart, or your own website or retail stores. Customer would like to see the seamless brand experience, that you are having a product of one price at one platform and discounting at your own website, or having at lower price on your website but running different coupons or card offers on the marketplaces. That gives you a different experience, and cancellation happens. I think that's a one way to avoid that. uh, Generally, why RTO happens is largely because India still is governed by a lot of COD orders. India's measure of the orders to an extent of 38% runs by cash on delivery mode, and measure of the times cash on delivery happens while all the marketplaces attempts you know 2 to 3 times to deliver the product, but sometimes due to unavailability the COD still gets returned, and that's a bigger challenge which you do not see it into the other market, other countries, and that's why RTO is still a bigger challenge in India. And RTV is all about, in fashion category, we Indians are of different size and shape. It becomes very difficult that what you look into the product, and when you order you find, okay, how, as Raju rightly mentioned, what you look and what you buy exactly is not the same case. There is a mismatch in the expectation. Again, the onus goes to the brand also, as well as to the customer. uh, First on the brand is that you put right information on your platform, be it a marketplace or website. What is the product size, as much as in detail as possible, with videos and everything. And why it's on the customers as well. Customers should also read it properly while ordering the product, because today return is so easy. So why order the product, I can return it. I think once the platform starts putting some fees towards returns and a deterrent, I think this challenge will get mitigated in the coming time.
Right. Thank you so much, Amit. I think a lot of insight, because this is the biggest problem of the sellers, that they are facing a lot of return. And obviously, there are a lot of things which have been done at the marketplace level, like Mintra, where they have a tagging mentioned that there's no return on the product. But on the other hand, I think visual presentation of a product is also important, so that the customer can actually get what they see on the platform. And also what we mentioned about 38% is the cash on delivery, and after multiple times efforts of our putting like efforts to deliver the product, but still it is not being delivered. That these are the, I think, key challenges that companies are facing. And obviously industry is evolving to overcome those challenges, and definitely it is not sustainable for a company, so they are trying to find different ways to do that. All right, thank you so much. I move on to the next question, and my next question is to Rajiv. With the rising cost of digital advertising, how e-commerce sellers can optimize their marketing budget for the maximum ROI? Because what is happening is almost 20-25% of the cost goes into advertisement or ranking of a product at a higher level, and that is the big cost for the sellers. So how do you think that that can be optimized in a better way, so that they can increase their ROI on advertisement spend? Over to you, Rajiv.
You are understating that with 25% mark. It's much higher, I believe. Let me give you some more information, right? Now, but before that, before I come to the point, let's understand where the entire spends are moving towards, right? So India as a country right now, we are expecting the ad spend to be around 1.5 lakh crore in 2024. Okay, which is around 15-16 thousand crore more than previous year. Okay, out of this, 57% of the entire spend would be contributing to the digital part, right? And out of this 57%, 22% is into the search ads element on online. With increase in the total addressable market by 21%, because smart TVs are being more purchased more, the connectivity, the 5Gs are spreading like anything, which is a good part, right? Plus the consumers are getting more educated. I believe this is only taking the e-commerce online story to a next level with more competition coming in, right? And yes, this is a very important question to all of us, how to maintain a balance between an ROI. Well, what I feel personally is we as a brand need to know where our consumer lies. If we start spreading across thin, it would definitely hit us back on the ROI part. We need to understand and know our consumer where they reside. Very important part to note and understand. We need to, as a brand, understand, are my consumer Gen Z, Gen X, or millennial? Is my consumer a gamer or a geek? Is my consumer reading more of a tech product stories, or is my consumer residing more on LinkedIn, or on some sports page, or my consumer is in some social, right? So my point is, once we know, figure out, drill down who is my consumer, where does my consumer reside, I would be able to make a filter where I want to spend, so that I can get best of an ROI with the performance marketing or the awareness marketing. So I believe, yeah. Sorry, Amit, you are on mute. I am not able to hear
Yeah, thank you so much, Rajiv. Raj, what do you think about this particular ROI issue where advertisement cost is quite high compared to the profitability what sellers are able to do? What do you think about that?
As rightly said by Rajiv, that everyone is running behind the ROI. So everyone want to do a product marketing. They don't know what the customers are, where the customer will be. They start doing a marketing. They start spending on Google. They start spending on social media and marketplaces, and they are less concentrated on organic sales, and they don't know where their exact audience are. If they know the audience, if they research the data and they know the audience, they do the specific ad to that audience, and obviously the ROI will reduce. And if they focus more on the organic sales, the organic growth, then this will reduce. Because everyone is coming in the market, and everyone want to do the ads in Google, everyone want to do the ads. So when all the brands are doing the ads, obviously the pricing will be increased. So firstly, you have to know who our customers are. You have to research about our customers, where our customers are. Based on that, you have to run your ad, which will obviously help you in reducing this other thing.
Right, right. Thank you, Raj. I think obviously this is a bigger challenge and a problem, and I feel it is important that ROI of the product and ROI from the advertisement is definitely kept under the control by having a more knowledge about the product and the consumer, and attending to that in the right way. What do you think, Amit, about it?
Uh, as everyone has heard multiple times in the Shark Tank, now EBITDA is the mantra. Everyone wants to be the profitable. And as Rajiv Raj both mentioned, that if you know your product, if you know your customers, I think the segmentation is available in your digital marketing space, be it the meta or be it the marketplace model. So I'll just try to go one layer deeper down. That if anyone is trying to sell the product, I think there are multiple tools today available if you are selling on Amazon. I think the platforms are so AMS platforms are so much in detail, and there are Amazon pies there. You can understand actually customers who are buying your product and left and bought an alternate purchase. You can understand. You can understand the glance views. You can understand the keyword research, the keyword which they have not bought it on. Same ways goes to the other platforms which are available there. And it when it comes to the meta, I think meta is all about interest. What kind of interest your TG, your audience setting into it. I think capturing a customer in the bottom and middle of the funnel is much easier than just spreading your spends across pan India, across all age groups from 18 to 60. I think that's the waste of the money for the brand. And then the concept of burn starts coming into the picture. I think as as one the digital marketer who is evolved, he has to look into audience set and where he has to put the money. and what is the set of his customers, largely based on the Instagram, largely based on the Facebook, where he can create that hook and how he can bring it into the uh, either on the brand.com or into the marketplace. And if it's in the marketplace, how you can capture it across the different competitions. Again, it comes with a lot of levers within that, also bring the different ad sets. What are your prices, what are the competition prices, what customers are looking into, uh, lookalike audience, many things are there. It's about the seasoned, being a seasoned about it and understanding your own customers and that domain where you are playing. Without understanding the domain, just putting the money and creating a burn is harmful, and that's not more admired in the industry today as well.
Absolutely. I think it points down to how well you are aware of the customer, how well you are aware about the domain, and how well you are able to use the keywords to get to the right audience or the customer base. Thank you so much, Amit. I have a one more question related to the basically on an e-commerce platform, and especially on the marketplaces, the building a relationship with the end consumer is little difficult. How do you think that the brands or the sellers can actually establish that kind of a relationship, which happens in a brick and mortar store kind of a situation? How these brands are or sellers are able to connect with the end consumer, which which uh, uh, which are there in on the marketplaces? Amit, this is for you.
I, I think the marketplaces is largely tough to communicate with this until unless you are in a your supply chain model is self shipment. But since the ATS and the e-carts of the world pick up the product and you try to send, the only way of communicating way with them is via understanding with them via ratings and reviews. What you can do is the better understand your products, ratings and reviews, and what customers are talking about you. Are they loving your product, or are they saying is this quality is bad or that quality is bad, or the comfort is not good or the comfort is great, or whichever is the product they're loving the color or designs. I think that's where you start getting the clue, and those clues you can start seeing into your product journeys also. Certain products become your hero products and top of the products sometimes becomes your fast ending products, and so certain products actually move out of the product life cycle, and there you can see in the marketplaces do not gives you much levers in that say. But on your brand.com and on your retail stores or franchise stores, you have an opportunity to actually communicate with the customers. You have their email address, phone numbers, and then you can customize and communicate with them. Did you like the product? What did you like the product? What's really you enjoyed as a full journey of the product, be it a shopping experience, be it a delivery experience, or on time delivery or faster delivery, or you like the product once you reach to you, and everything you can ask a feedback about packaging and everything. And if you're in the store, you get a chance to communicate with them in the first hand. I think these two channels gives you an opportunity to communicate, understand, take the feedback and incorporate back into your product strategy well. I think these are the two. Marketplaces doesn't give much of a insights. What you get is the larger category insights only.
Right. Thank you so much, Amit. I think very well put it up on in terms of knowing your customers, and obviously there are some brands like marketplaces like brand.com, which allows you to have interaction with your end customer and building those kind of a relationship, and also understanding a product, that what how the product can be improved. Right. What do you think about this, Rajiv?
No, no, absolutely correct. Absolutely correct way to think about this. I believe you can connect closely and furthermore with your brand.com in hand, because that is where all your leeway is compared to the marketplaces. um, and I believe that is there need to be a balance between both of these aspects, and we as a brand are looking into it to leverage it the most.
Okay, thank you, Rajiv. And what do you think about it, Raj, about this particular challenge that the seller faces in the marketplaces?
I completely agree with Amit that marketplaces doesn't give you more data or do more connect with the customers. So .com can give you a good connect with the customers where you can connect with customers, you can get the feedback, you can get uh, comments on the next product where you can connect them via emails or via phones. And if the brand have a store, then the best because you can directly communicate with the customers. Because the in the marketplaces, if the customer giving the reviews, so they are not they have some options in that they can't give a full on review which they want to give because the options are not there. But if they are in the website, they give you the frank option what they like about the product, what they doesn't like about the product, what they need, what changes they need. So I think if you have the brand have their own website, that's very easy for the brand to communicate with the customer and make the changes.
Right. I agree with you. Only thing is like, what is your footfall on the website? That is the challenge for the brand. But definitely having feedback from a customer really helps the brand to actually improve their product performance as well as the issues that are there with the product. Okay, let me go on to the next question. And this question is for Rajiv. How businesses can use data driven insights to make a decision that elevates their performance?
So, see, the data is already available everywhere. We need to make sure we know how to use it, or take it to the next level. What we will do with the data if we are not able to use to the optimum utilization is the question, right? Now think about it. Especially, I mean, it's a very interesting point. And most of the brands and the perishable category, if we have a data, I mean, we are already celebrating the growth of the quick commerce at a big way, but then let's go to a next level and dig deeper into it. And take this as an example. We know we have a consumer set who purchases a product which is perishable in its nature. Now, if the brand utilizes this information to plan its supply chain, to plan its forecasting, to plan its way forward, and then think about it, if the brand is able to further segment it to season based, further segment it to demographic based, or location based in segmentation, brands can really take out a gold mine from here. In fact, a diamond can be mined out from this, right? uh, you would not be having a lot of returns coming up. You would not be having a lot of prod inventory lying there which is not utilized. You would be able to forecast better. uh, and the biggest challenge of the perishable products, I believe, is every brand, because there is a concern, a health related concern also, that we can't keep it beyond the expiry date, and the expiry date is such small. The farmers, the local farmers, in fact, how they have got an opportunity to come and sell online would be in much more benefit if we are able to use, and the brands are able to use these kind of data. Point number one. Point number two, think about, if and look into different category, as a personal care products. Now we know, our consumer, assuming we know our consumer, we know the purchase habit, we would be able to go at another level deeper to provide them customized product based on their skin, particular skin. So, and based on the environment, geographical environment also, we know what kind of product is required by what kind of people. So I think I see data is enriching and empowering us to go to a next level where we can go at an individual level. I don't know how far we are, but then that is what will elevate our performance, that will what elevates our uh, clubbing the returns, RTOs, plus making the best use of of our spends in terms of budgeting as well. Think about it. If I know my consumer better, and I know the segmentation better, I would be able to trigger or customize my ads accordingly. So data is already there and always there. What I feel and believe, it's more of how do we use it.
You're on mute, Amit.
Sorry about that. Rajiv, very well said. And I understand you picked up a point of perishable goods and how demographics, personalized experience, and also the supply chain can play a major role. If the proper analytics are being conducted on the data which is available, the performance of the business can be or the brand can be increased to a different level altogether. Thank you so much, Rajiv. Amit, what do you think about this question related to data-driven insights to increase the performance level?
As Raju mentioned in his first sentence, I think that's an absolute right. The data is available across. Too much of data is available. I think what inference you take out of it is the key out of it. You will get data across every segment, be it a Shopify. So if about your brand.com, you'll get a tons of data. You will get a data from Facebook panel, you will get it from Google Ads, GA4, your data, you will get it. And you will get the data from Amazon Pie, AMS, everything. What you're going to do with the data is the most essence of that entire thing. I'll give you one simple example just to uh, correlate that why data is important and how data analysis is important. Analysis paralysis doesn't work. That just because you have the data and you overwhelmingly see the similar data. If you're in an omni world and you are able to track your customer, and if the customer walks into your store and you know that he has purchased a product on your website, and from his only mobile number you are able to track, okay, he has purchased a product, a premium product. You don't need to show him a product which is below that price point. You know that how to address that customer. He's already established that he's a premium customer, he's bought a product. And then you can take this journey and you can actually say, okay, I can see that you have been purchased a product on the website, and how is it. I think that gives you a great lever to address the customer if you know the data how to use it. That's a point number one. Point number two is that I'll extend the example of what Raju mentioned about RTO or TV also. In one of the cases, we found that our wrong returns are very high. Wrong returns means product was sent X and actually customer sent a Y product which doesn't belong to us. And we started looking into this data. Initially, that percentage looked as a percentage, but when you get into the granularity of it, we found that there are only 3 to 4 customers who have been misusing this entire as a methodology. We blacklisted those customers, and then we understood why it was happening. I think data is will be always there, but how to analyze data and what inference you will be taking out of it will always be the key in today also in future. Because data is there, the only what thing one has to do is use the great visualization tools which are there like Power BI, Tableau, and create some insights which you can take it on a daily, weekly, fortnightly, or monthly basis and put it back into your business.
Amit, you're on mute.
You rightly pointed out on criticality of the data and data paralysis, wherein data is available, but if you're not using the data in the right way, then it may be difficult for a brand to perform really well. And obviously, how do you use Power BI and the information which is available on uh, different marketplaces to optimize your performance of the brand. Thank you so much, Amit, another panelist on this. We move on to the next question. This is about how do you integrate social media platforms into a broader e-commerce strategy? Amit, why don't you answer this question? Because I think social media is becoming more and more integrated into e-commerce, and a lot of influencer marketing is also coming into play when it comes to the brand and selling the brand or making it more popular. What do you think about this?
I think the journey of social media is going to be a bigger in the coming time. You see the measure of the audience spends in a day almost 4.5 to anywhere between 7 to 8 hours on the social media, be it Facebook, Insta, or Twitter kind of an environment, and the professional world, which is a LinkedIn also. And I think the nudging the customer. The entire IDA model, which is in the advertising world, awareness, intent, and uh, the the
Yeah.
buying purchase intent, has moved into that kind of segment. And you need to find your audience well there, connect with them, and engage in a meaningful way. It's not about just putting the ads and continuously showing them, but you have to engage with them in a meaningful way. Once they engage with you as a brand, I think they become your returning customer much faster, because once they talk to you, they like the product, they like the experience. I think you can easily have anywhere between double digit returning customer to you. But if you're just putting out ads, and that ads doesn't make any sense to that TG and doesn't connote anything, and then they're not making any sense to your audience, that becomes a burn to you. So social media is a very very great tool, but again, how you use it in the entire funnel of your audience, lookalike audience, and entire targeted audience, I think that's the art of it.
Absolutely. I think very well said. It's an art of putting the advertisement in right in front of the right customer base. I think that is very well said. And I'm surprised with 4.5 to 7 to 8 hours people are spending on social media platform. And how do you not just show the ad, but how do you engage those people in into the conversation where you are able to get the return customer back back to buy from you. All right, thank you so much. My next, Raj, what do you think about this question related to how social media strategy can be integrated into a e-commerce strategy?
It's social media, as Amit told, people are staying in social media from 4 to 5 hours minimum in the day. So it's a very good platform, but we should know how to use it. Use it, like we should know where our target audience are going, and then we have to target it. If we do it blindly, then we are burning our money. If we know where to target them, how to engage them with the product, with the brand, then it can obviously give you the good returns. But you should know who the exact customers are and where they are hanging out. Based on that, you can return your ads on.
Right. Thank you so much, Raj. I think we move on to the next question. We are running little tight on the time, but we will try to cover it to the best possible. Uh, what are the unique challenges and opportunities of expanding into international market? Like a lot of brands would like to position their brand into international market, and there are platforms and marketplaces like Amazon.com and other places where the brand would like to position their product into those international market. And what are the issues to navigate the cross-border complexities which are there into that? This question is for Raj.
I mean, as now Amazon, Flipkart, everyone is going to the international countries and we can sell it over there. Opportunity is very good, but there are few challenges which everyone is facing. Firstly, shipping charges are very high and it's very time consuming. If I have to send a product to US via sea, it will take around 45 days, which is a very long time for e-com. And also charges are very high. Second thing is warehousing cost. If you put your product anywhere in the world, the warehousing charges are very high. So, which again, what you can say, uh, additional cost for you. Third and the foremost is the inventory management, because the brand who are going from India to US or India to any other market, they don't know what will sell over there. If you sell a wrong inventory over there, the first thing is you have a dead inventory which you can't bring it back to India because the logistic costs are high. Secondly, if you keep it over there, the warehousing costs are high. And if the product is running very good and if you're short of it, then again the transit time is very high. So 40, 45 days you have to send the product by sea. If you send by air, again the cost will be high. So the inventory management part is very crucial. Where you have to send a product which is selling over there. You have to analyze the market before sending the product. Uh, but yes, market is very good. Only you have to take care of three things. That's everything is okay.
Yeah, I think Raj, you put it in a right way, wherein obviously when we talk about cross-border strategies and having your product selling in those markets, the time is the biggest factor which plays over there. And what we have seen, if you want to cut short the time, you might have to keep the inventory in those places. And when you're keeping the inventory on those places, you may not have a right forecasting to have the right inventory in place, because we've seen in the past with a lot of brands that are placing their inventory in those locations. They have a lot of leftover stock, and these are almost 20, 25, 30% of the total turnover that they are having. So that is the size of it. Amit, what do you think about this kind of a challenge with the cross-border complexities, and also the challenges that the brand would like to take their product to the international market, and how do they, what kind of a thing they should keep in mind, and how what steps they should be taking on that?
I think Raj actually put it in very nicely, all the challenges which are there. First of all, in the Indian market, the opportunity is very big. Any brand who choose to go into international market, they should look into two aspects: what is the brand penetration index, and what is their category penetration index, which is in the current for their product and their category and their brand. If they have done the full justice in both the categories, I think then one should look into the international markets. And if you're going into international markets, I think understanding that country, that consumer, their culture is very important. I'll just give you two examples. Like in my previous stint, I was dealing with a mattress category. Sending a mattress all the way to the US, uh, obviously the customer size is not the same. The height, body, weight, all different. Their culture is different. If you are using 6 inches mattress, they use 8, 10, 12, which is their standard norms there. You take a fashion. If I start sending the shoes of the same size of the Indian standards to them, it will not work, because the average height of the people is around 6 feet there, and the highest consuming size is 11 and 12. Again, there are different things which works in terms of colors, styles, because they come from a different uh, their culture of that country is different. Their lot of things which are different into their purchasing patterns are different. In India, there are many events which comes like festives, but they have different things. I think until unless you do not understand those countries well, their products well, entering into this can actually lead to a lot of challenges which Raj mentioned. I don't want to repeat that. I think any brand will end up losing money rather than making the money. If the product is very common, like a tea and coffee, which is consumed in India and outside is the same, I think that it's an easier game. But if it part of the culture which difficult changes, I think it's very hard to do an international business.
Right. Amit, I think uh, I understand, because obviously the preferences of a product in Indian market versus the international market is, it's totally different, and you might have to design your product specific to that market, and you should be aware of that market before you enter into that market. Obviously, there are other challenges, but definitely aligning your product for the right market is also important. Thank you so much, Amit and Raj, for this. My next question is related to how evolving technologies such as AI, digital wallets are impacting e-commerce ecosystem. How companies should empower themselves to align with the fastest changing business environment. This question is to Amit. Uh, what do you think about this?
I think the AI is bringing a lot of changes. Let's take an example of conversational commerce. 2 years or almost 3 years back, everything was a web bot. There used to be a web-based chatbot where everyone used to ask questions and everything was getting answered in a very structured way. There are standard questions, standard answers. From there, the entire genre moved into WhatsApp kind of a bot in the conversational commerce, where the conversation become more of a interactive understanding. Images started coming and you started getting more understanding. And same, if there was a handoff to the customer care. Now AI has come into the picture where you can actually deal with an avatar, or you can ask a question via voice command, or also at the same time you can ask a very generic question which can be answered via the blocks or via chat gpt for engine which is working there. I think the AI is enabling the customers or giving more power to the customers and the brand at the same time. And coming to the wallets, I think wallets is actually the shares is increasing day by day in India. You can see the digitalization, how it has helped. I think the credit card customers earlier, they used to be almost 7 crores in India, has touched down to almost 9 crores, and it's still increasing. Same is happening with the debit card consumers who uses. Same is happening with the wallet consumers uses, and that is going up and up every year. That's why one sees so many offers which are coming on their Amazon, Flipkart when the all the festive season starts.
Right. Thank you so much. I think the journey from web bot to the AI based avatar, and then synchronize it with some platforms like ChatGPT and all is working in a different way altogether and enhancing the customer experience to a different level. Rajiv, what do you think about this?
I see a lot of benefit to talk in a different angle. The use case, few of the last stints which I was with, I believed the payment checkout scenarios which a consumer goes through has become more seamless with this AI predictable driven technologies. Plus, you can curb a lot of fake customers, which most of the brand find checking out with thousands and thousands of rupees and then canceling it, or then coming back and claiming that I didn't receive the product. So I believe these are some of the benefits which the brands have been able to address with the help.
Right, right. I agree with you, and somehow what I feel is these strategies definitely take the customer experience to a different level altogether.
Yeah.
Uh, let me go to the next question, which is our last question, and this is for Rajiv again. You are one of the favorite one for us. What approach should the company take? What budget should be planned if someone wants to start an e-commerce business? I think very generic but very basic. But a lot of people would like to get into an e-commerce business. Many of the companies have got into e-commerce, burned money, and came out of it. What suggestions and what recommendation, what kind of a budgets that you would like to give to those people who would like to get into e-commerce or people who are already there in e-commerce business?
I have been approached with this question with almost all of my founder friends whenever I have been doing the interaction, and recently also I have one simple answer, and people who know me, who have interacted with me in past, I have thrown the same question to them back whenever they ask me this question. My point is, what are you trying to build? Are you trying to build a brand, or are you trying to make a GMV? Both the ways are correct, right? Now, and it depends on the overall objective of a brand, what they want to eventually do. But the way of both the story, both the journey would be very different. Maybe the destination would be same, but then the brand needs to know what is the overall objective. If they want to build a brand, it will take time, it will take money, it will take a lot of sweat. If they want to only run for GMV to showcase the numbers, there is a different way out. My only point and recommendation to all the brands, newcomers, new brands, bootstrapped, or to be the startup of the new world is, go back to the basic and start questioning yourself. What do we want to do? Point number one. Look into the aspects that there are lot of elements and variable factor which we do not count for when we sit on a P&L. Most of the coming up startup brands are happy with the CM2 positive angle, but then please understand, a brand will needs to be there to survive through a lot of stuff. So go deeper and look into CM3 level data also, rather than just being happy with the CM2 positive, because there are a lot of money to be put in to keep the brand alive. um, and 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 yes, don't forget that if you are we are building a brand, we need to keep it for a long term prospect rather than a short term prospect. So because one of the very important part is, even though a brand is if a brand is uh, um, a, a brand is funded by an investor, or if not, it's a reputation which is on the stake. So whether it is a money of a founder, or if it is a money of a hard earned salaried person, or if it is money of an investors, it need to be duly respected, and there has to be a clear exit strategy for a longer term period. And for this, go back to the basic: know your consumer, know your brand, know your overall objective, what you want to do. So there is
Absolutely.
no fixed answer to this ki kitna, how much money would you be okay to spend and you would be able to build a brand. It depends on the overall objective of a entrepreneur or an organization or a startup or a setup. Yeah.
No, I think Rajiv, you mentioned it in a right way, wherein whether you want to build a brand or a GMV is your target, what is it that you want to achieve at the end of the day? But the question remains the same. What is it that we budget to start a brand journey in e-commerce platform? Raj, I would like to throw some light. Why don't you throw some light on this?
As rightly said by Rajiv, that we have to decide what we want to be. We want to launch a brand. We want to be. We want to just sell a product in marketplace, or what we want to be. Based on that, everything depends. So there is no exact answer for that of what should the budget, because everything depends on what you want to be in next 5 years. You want to be a big brand, then everything the strategy will change. You have to build a brand in a different strategy. If you just want to sell a product and want numbers, then the strategy is different. So there is no right answer about that. What should be the budget? But only thing is that you have to just decide before you go in that what you want to be. Based on that, you have to start.
Right. Thank you so much, Raj. Amit, what do you think about it? Because answer the question remains the same. What is the budget that we one should plan for this journey to start?
I always give this example. I think you need to work on the four key strategic elements if you are starting a brand and product. uh, I think you need to set your objective right. The objective at a organization level and at a different department levels also. If your objective is right, then you need to have a proper planning around it. Once your planning is right, then your execution has to be to the 100% level so that it all goes right. And once your execution is right, you can build an efficiency. So just to explain this entire thing, I think I'll give you one example. If you want to go into a marketplace and you want to build a business, try to keep your fixed costs low. So if you have about supply chain, don't try to put up your warehouses across cities. Don't try to build a fixed cost, because you can't leverage until unless you do not know how much is your product demand, market demand, what is your repeat customers. Try to go with the easy models which are today available with the bulk buyers, the e-commerce like retail is Coco Blue and different kind of thing. Try to go with the bulk buyers and try and test your products. And if your objective gets your planning goes right, I think then execution, try to do right execution with right manufacturing, repeat orders and everything. And once you know, then the efficiency you can building is going into seller flex and FBA models, which spreads across different cities. And this same goes to across all the functions in the business, be it a finance, HR and everything. But how, that's how the brand has to be built. I think all these four pillars work across all the segments. But never start a brand bringing too much of fixed cost and say, okay, I will uh, generate the GMB because I know everything is right. There are a lot of things can go wrong. So I think taking a baby steps and correcting those baby steps every time is the key.
Absolutely. I think I agree with you. And yeah, the framework, what you suggest is beautiful. What is your objective? How you're planning about it? What is your execution strategy? And also, how do you bring the efficiency into it? That it's a. I think once we focus on those key strategies and put the right framework to that, I think people will get answer to this. Rajiv, you have some point to say about like before we close?
Yes, I would be happy to address one part to this. Please note, in fact, 2 point. Please note that numbers are the derivatives of system and processes, is what people who know me, I have always been preaching on this because I learned this from somebody, and it has been really worked for me. Numbers would always fall in place if processes and systems are in place. Point number two, which is very important, please fix your North Star metrics and then run for it. And you would figure out everything.
Absolutely. I think thank you so much, Rajiv. And I would like to thank everybody, especially the audiences who had we've extended by another 10 minutes or so. But thank you for joining us today. And thank you, panelists, for all the effort that you've taken to share your so much wide experience about your journey in the e-commerce industry. Uh, I would pass it on to Neha for a closing note on this. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, sir. So, after a very thoughtful and enriching session, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to everyone for attending the session today. I especially grateful to Mr. Amit Mittal for his excellent moderation and insightful guidance throughout the session, and to our esteemed panelists for such an engaging session. The participants also thoroughly enjoyed the interactive session, and we hope you found the valuable for your brand journey. You can see a QR code running down the screen where you can scan and send your queries to us. And you can also email us at info@medaski.com, and we will definitely reach out to you and so answer all your queries. We are also very excited to invite you to our next event, that is building a powerful brand from foundation to next level success, which is scheduled on the 21st of September. So this event will focus on actionable strategies to elevate your brand to new heights. Thank you once again for your participation, and we look forward to seeing you at the next upcoming event. Thank you.
Thank you so much.